Rachel Reeves just faced one of the most brutal interviews of her career, stuttering, dodging, and struggling to defend Labor's economic failures on live television. Sky News didn't hold back, grilling her over rising taxes, sluggish growth, and broken promises. Reeves was left humiliated not once but twice as she failed to justify her government's claims. And it gets worse. She couldn't even answer basic questions about job cuts, economic stagnation, and the looming Trump tariffs. Her attempts to spin Labor's record only exposed deeper contradictions, and her nervous stumbling made it clear she had no real answers. But this wasn't just a bad interview. It was a moment of reckoning. The cracks in Labor's economic plan are widening, and the pressure is building. Today, we break down exactly how Reeves was exposed, why Labor's credibility is collapsing, and what this means for Britain's future. Before we dive in, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more hard-hitting British content. Now let's get into it. Rachel Reeves appeared on Sky News this morning, hoping to paint a rosy picture of Labor's economic policies. But instead, she walked into a disaster. The interview quickly turned into a brutal takedown as the host confronted her with undeniable facts that shattered Labor's claims. The first major embarrassment came when she insisted that living standards are rising under Labor. That's right. Despite soaring taxes, rising inflation, and stagnant wages, Reeves tried to convince the public that things were getting better. But the interviewer wasn't buying it. Just to be clear, you're saying living standards are rising? You're confident about that? That's when the cracks started to show. Reeves stammered, hesitated, and then tried to deflect by pointing to a rise in the national living wage. But the interviewer pressed on, pointing out that inflation was wiping out those gains. The supposed increase in wages was nothing more than a smokescreen. And then came the second major humiliation. The interviewer confronted Reeves with accusations from business leaders, who blamed Labor for talking down the economy and scaring off investment. Her response? More deflection. She blamed the Conservatives, the pandemic, anyone but Labor's own disastrous messaging. Did you overdo the doom and gloom? Once again, she had no real answer. She claimed she was just taking necessary action. But the facts tell a different story. Labor's tax hikes and anti-business rhetoric have dampened confidence, and the economy has flatlined under their leadership. And then there was the moment Reeves truly fell apart, the issue of Trump's tariffs. The interviewer asked if the UK would be the only country spared from Trump's economic policies. Reeves tried to sound confident, but it was clear she had no concrete strategy. Well, let's see what happens, she muttered, clearly scrambling for words. This isn't just a bad interview, it's a sign of a government in chaos. Reeves was supposed to be Labor's economic mastermind, but today she looked clueless, weak, and out of her depth. The final moment of humiliation came when Reeves was grilled over job cuts in the civil service. Labor has promised to slash administrative budgets, but when asked how many jobs would be lost, Reeves dodged the question repeatedly. Broadly speaking, is it 5,000? 10,000? 15,000? Instead of giving a straight answer, she tried to spin the cuts as efficiency savings. But the interviewer wasn't having it. I just cannot believe you're doing this without knowing how many jobs will be lost. And there it was. The moment Reeves' credibility collapsed. She had no figures, no clear plan, just empty words, and the public could see right through it. This interview was more than just an embarrassing moment for Rachel Reeves. It was a devastating blow to Labor's economic credibility. In just a few minutes, she exposed her government's incompetence, their lack of a clear plan, and their reliance on spin instead of substance. Under Labor, Britain's economy isn't growing, taxes are rising, and businesses are struggling. And when confronted with these harsh realities, Reeves had no answers, only nervous stuttering and empty rhetoric. This is why trust in Labor is collapsing. People can see through the lies, and as economic uncertainty grows, Labor's weaknesses will only become more apparent. What do you think about Rachel Reeves' disastrous interview? Is Labor's economic plan falling apart? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more fearless British news coverage. Thanks for watching and take care.